Discounts are a tool available to marketers that promises greater demand but sacrificing immediate profits. But is that all that's at stake? No, there are a lot more factors that are at hand when we talk about discounts, when we implement them, and we have to have a better understanding of our overall market strategy if we are going to use them effectively. Welcome to Business is Scary, where we dissect various business topics like money, marketing, and business management with a human centric approach. If such topics are of interest to you, make sure that you subscribe so you stay notified of all of our weekly videos. Now, let's talk about discounts. Pricing is one of the 7 P's of the marketing mix. It helps customers paint a picture of value. The whole point of marketing is to get the right customer in front of the right product or service at the right time. And discounts can help us do this in different ways. The theory behind discounts is that if I take something that is $10 and let's say 8 people buy it on a weekly basis, because of supply and demand, if I reduce that price by saying that, you know what, this is usually $10, but for a limited time, I will sell it for 8. Because we're reducing the price on the supply and demand chart, the demand for this product would rise. And instead of, what did I say? 8 people buying it, now we have 16 customers. The problem with discounts is that we usually attribute discounts to things that the company wants gone. And it makes sense. If this thing is $10 of value, why are you all of a sudden selling it to me for less? Many things could be at play, but for the customer and them making this calculation very quickly, they assume that it is worth less and therefore they're getting it at a discount. That's a very high level understanding, very simplified of what goes on when customers see discounts. Now, while this makes sense for many products and many opportunities and services, we want to make sure that we are understanding the risk and the phenomenon of destroying a customer's perception of a product. In my experience, when I was just starting out with a business of mine selling shirts, just like every person who claims they're an entrepreneur, I had a collection of apparel that I was selling and I priced it just anyhow. I forgot what went into the calculation, but I was more than doubling. Or was I doubling my money? I don't know. I forgot how I priced and what strategy I used. It was probably very simple math, but I priced it and then I launched it, right? And there are people here and there, friends who would buy it and support it and so on. But for a lot of people, that price for what they were getting was kind of you hear steep and so on. And I did a video about pricing. The thing that I did, that many people starting out do, is that when I saw that there wasn't a whole lot of people buying the shirt, I made it discounted. I said, okay, you know what, actually the new price is this, you're getting a steal, right? Problem with that is that when you launch and you immediately start saying, hey, actually there's a discount, actually for this event you can get it for less, people are looking at that and they're saying, what changed? This is the same shirt, presumably, this is the same hat, why are you willing to take less money now? And they might not necessarily be voicing this and saying it out loud while they're looking at their phone, but these are questions that are going on in their head and they're making very quick judgments about your product. The problem with these quick fixes when it comes to our pricing or our promotion is that people can see the desperation. And when you keep lowering the price, that only signals to people that, well, if he lowered it after 1 month of it dropping, what's stopping me from just waiting another month and seeing how low it gets? People start thinking about what the floor is, how cheap can I get this? And now it's less about the value of the actual product and it's more so a negotiation now, which you might not want. And we can see this in the real world. Certain brands that I've sold the apparel of, they have certain models that no matter what will not go on sale. Certain product codes, certain makes, they will not go on sale until maybe a year down the line, until they have a new one released. Sometimes, and I remember there are certain brands, like when I was in like Sports Check, We sold so many different brands. We sold different headphones, we sold apparel, we sold shoes, gym equipment, so on. There were some brands that no matter what, even if there's an in-store sale, if there is some sort of like buy one get one, if you get a gift card, you get 25%, whatever, right? Doesn't matter what promotion is going on in the store, this item cannot be sold at a discount. Some brands and companies that had Sports Check as their retailer made it very clear inside the contracts, right? And then that was, passed down through the workforce. And we understood that. And if we were caught selling it at a discount, or accidentally putting it inside of some sort of promotion, we got audited. So that shows us that discounting is not something to be used lightly. There is clearly a strategy to this, and I'm about to tell you what it is. It's very important that you decide for yourself what you want your company or your product to be perceived as. If you want to be perceived as high value, exclusive, you cannot do discounts. Discounts signal, unfortunately, to many customers that this is a budget product, that this is the bang for your buck. You don't want too much of a lavish whatever, and you're buying that. Especially when it comes to like physical products. For services, it signals the same thing. If you are selling your services, let's say you graphic design, and you're telling people, you know what, this is 50% off now, right? Or if you led with one number and now you're pulling back and you're putting out a new number, it signals to people that you're not sure of how much your value is worth. So they'll start thinking about, well, how much do I think it's worth, right? And how long do I have to wait? Or how hard do I need to haggle to get to the floor that I have in mind? But when you keep a price stable and you will not budge from it, it shows people that there is value there. You know the value, and that will not change. And then people won't ask you to change it. They'll either buy it or they won't. And again, you might not want that. You might actually want people to come in thinking, okay, where can I get this to and stuff, right? It really depends on your business model and your business structure. But the important thing is to understand what that looks like. Don't play it by ear. Like sit down with your partners, or if it's just yourself, sit down by yourself, I guess. Or call an advisor. I'm not saying I'm an advisor, but ask away. Honestly, in the comments, ask away, right? See what your plan is for that and how you want to be perceived. If you are going to use discounts and you're saying, well, Victor, I'm not necessarily the most premium exclusive, service, or I don't have the most premium product, I still want to use discounts. I want to be able to use promo codes for people that are supporting. You've just said that discounts helps drive demand, right? And we need to be smart about it. I know of two very smart ways of using discounts. And one of those is using discounts during a time when you know that you are the least busy. Like we've said many, many times, discounts drive demand. And if you know your business well, you know that demand is not just like a straight line throughout the weeks, throughout the days, throughout the months, throughout the year, right? It fluctuates. So, what very smart businesses do is that they will give you discounts during times where they expect to be less busy. Look at student discounts the next time you're walking through the street and see from what time to what time that they'll give it to you. It's not dinner time, right? They're giving it to you at a time where they know where you'll be, which is around campus, and they know that not a lot of students are coming in and dining in and so on. So they're willing to give you that discount so that they can get their demand graph to be a little more linear. Because that's what you want. You want stability so that your workforce is steady and you don't have these huge spikes inside of your demand graph. It also means that you push people that would otherwise come for dinner during that really busy time, and instead they come over to the time where you're less busy and you actually need more customers, right? We're taking this graph that used to look like this and we're slowly bringing it down to that. The best examples that I know of are St. Louis, where they'll give you half off wings on Tuesdays, and Cineplex, where they'll give you half off on Tuesdays as well, right? Done right, You literally create a culture, right? People know you for those Tuesdays, or people know you for that student special at a certain time. The second one, and this is an important one, is a business philosophy that we only give discounts to our customers. Now, this sounds obvious. Why would I give a discount to someone who's not buying stuff? But you are. When you open up a website and it immediately says 10% off if you do whatever. I haven't shown that I'm the type of person to give you money yet you are giving me something. It's not the greatest strategy. A better strategy is after someone has paid full price for something. And let's talk clothing, right? If somebody has come in and they've bought your shirt full price. They've seen the value the same way you saw the value, and now they get the shirt. They're happy. They're like, wow, I love this shirt, and they have zero complaints. That's the type of person that we want to give a discount to next time. They've already shown that they're willing to take that step and give us bread. Why not give them a discount for the next time? And that's how we get returning customers. And that's how we make sure that people stay loyal to our brand. You see this with some stores where they'll give you a 15% off discount on your next purchase, not your present one. This is how we make sure that one, people come back. And two, this is how we sift through the people who are just coming to our store to get a discount versus the people who are coming back because they actually see value inside of our products. Overall, there are a bunch of ways to use discounts to drive customer acquisitions, to drive growth, to drive demand, but we have to understand what's going on when we use them and making sure that we're not sacrificing our brand and company's perception for fast money, essentially. Understanding that pricing isn't the be all end all. And just because people might not be buying at a certain price does not mean that the price is bad. It could be the product. And there are a bunch of different variables that are at play. So don't be so quick to use discounts to solve all of your problems because business is already scary as it is.